we on? There we go. Shalom. Ariel Tzadok here from the KosherTorah School of KosherTorah.com. We're going to have ourselves a little bit of a Kabbalistic lesson this Saturday night. We're going to talk about a double topic which really plays one into the other. I advertised this first as being a topic about energy healing, authentic, realistic, Kabbalistic energy healing. And then it dawned on me that the real message, the real meaning of the topic tonight is going to deal with that of exorcisms. And I'm not talking about the spooky Hollywood kind with the hocus pocus nonsense like all those silly movies, but actually the real kind. Because, again, let's just understand our whole universe and everything that we live in is energy. And that which we call life, souls, sentient consciousness, right? It doesn't end with the death of the body. It goes on. You know, life after death and all that kind of stuff. You know, we all know this stuff. So when the soul leaves the body, it doesn't always, shall we say, go off into the light like they say it's supposed to do. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes on. So let me start pretty much at the beginning and talk about these types of things. All right. Now, I know for many of you, I'm going to say things which are going to be rather iconoclastic, meaning I'm going to spoil some of your myths and fantasies about life, spirituality, and the kind. But, I mean, what can I do? That's what we're here to do. So anyway, internet connection problems here tonight. Don't know why, but supposedly that's what's happening. Oh well, I can't help that. Right? We had these problems in Tennessee, and I guess we're going to have them in this place, at least in Pennsylvania. What can I say? Anyway, maybe the spooks don't like what we're about to talk about. Woo! Please don't believe that silly stuff. But anyway, let's get back to business. Many people have a belief based upon the Christian religion that, you know, in the afterlife there's a heaven and a hell, a God and a devil, and they're duking it out for your souls. And there's all these little demons out there, you know, little red skins and horns and pitchforks, and, you know, they're out to get you, kind of stuff. Well, I mean, that's all good for spooky movies and spooky TV shows, but based upon what the original Bible, the, you know, Tanakh, teaches, there's nothing like that at all. The Christian beliefs, as you know, are based upon the whole concept of a salvation. There is no such a concept in Judaism. There's nothing to be saved from. There's nothing to be saved for. There is no eternal damnation or anything of the kind. Indeed, and I've challenged many of my Christian friends about this, there's no actual mention of an eternal hell or damnation anywhere in the Tanakh, Torah, Nevi'im, Ketuvim, the Jewish Bible. And even the references that are made in the Christian Bible by Yeshu and Paul are actually midrashic, not literal. So the whole concept of afterlife is understood in Christianity and in later parts of Islam are built upon ideas and beliefs which have no foundation in Judaism. Now, this is very, very important to us to understand. Yes, we are all sentient intelligences. Okay, that is what a soul is. We are intelligent. Okay, we are energetic intelligences. Those which are different from us, the ancient term was sechel nivdal, separate intelligences. That's how Rambam, for example, would describe angels. Okay, well, we're not that different. So understand the nature of our reality is all energetic. All right? Think of it as frequency modulation, like in science. Our souls, all right, that which is our energy and our essence, is a multi-level phasic reality. And as such, only a small part of that exists in these physical bodies here on Earth. Our physical brains hardwire our present consciousness to be connected to and aware of only this world. That's level of consciousness. In Torah language, you call it levels of soul. For those of you who study Torah, you know there are 5 levels of soul, which are really 5 phases or levels of consciousness. Now, being that we're energetic beings, beings of light, right? Ben Ishai writes that, the Arizal writes that. Many of my friends and peers in different walks of life all know this. We're beings of light. And as such, light is energy. Energy modulates with a frequency. That's just the way we really are. Okay? So, a small part of us comes into the physical body. And I'm not going to get into the whole thing of what happened in the Garden of Eden. Remember, the Garden of Eden is all a myth. It's all a metaphor. When I use the word myth, I'm using it in the term of Jungian psychology. Not make-believe fantasy never happened, no. But a mental construct of metaphor and symbol, which is concealing within it many different things. All right? The Zohar speaks about this all the time. Anybody who understands the authenticity of a biblical scholarship, meaning that when you come to study the Torah, the Bible, you're dealing with ancient Semitic texts that were written thousands of years ago in a culture, in a psyche, in a construct of mind very, very different from our own. No one in ancient times ever would have thought to take in those stories literally like they do today. It's just not historically accurate, not scholarly accurate. So I'm not going to get into all the details of the tree of knowledge and the tree of life and the Garden of Eden and all the rest of that jazz, okay? Just let's suffice to understand our reality. There's a part of us which is, if you will, hardwired, stuck here to this physical world. Why? Like I said, not going to get into it. It just is. But we're not disconnected. We are always connected to those higher parts of ourselves. Using the example of the old Greek philosopher Plato, our problem is that we have our nose stuck into the corner of like a cave, and we're not aware of the great world which is behind us simply because we just never turn around to look. Well, all the spiritual traditions and paths that are all around the world try to open us to expanded consciousness. In our Torah tradition, this is the prophetic school. It was later called the Hechalot school, the Merkava school. Today we call it the Aliyah school because it's all about reconnecting, not going someplace we've never been to before, but actually returning to where we come from. You all know what that is in Hebrew. We call it teshuvah. Teshuvah does not mean repentance in the wake of becoming more ethnically and cultural religious. Really, it doesn't matter. No man is required to cover his head with a kippah, certainly not to wear talit katan. No woman, married or otherwise, is required to cover her hair, not in our society today. Certainly women can wear pants as well. Don't associate with these things as being religious. Nothing to do with it whatsoever. All right, you can go research these things for yourselves and see. Now let's get back to energy, okay? Our essence, being, consciousness, is disconnected from our own higher selves. This is what we call the unconscious. We have to reconnect to the unconscious, and that's why we go through the meditative paths. Okay, meditative paths. I'm not going to get into much discussion here. I'm actually right in the middle of teaching a series of classes for my students at our KosherTorah school, elaborating in detail the Merkava, the Cheskel. We did I did a class I haven't even released to them yet about the different nuances and levels of prophecy and the development of psychic powers and the like. All this from bona fide sources. I take it from like the Data Tfuna, the Kitvei Ari, and all the rest of that jazz. And I translate and I explain it to you how it's meant to be understood within the context of its proper understanding psychology. So for those of you who are students of the school, you'll get these. For those of you who are not, well, you're obviously welcome to join our student body. It's not that expensive, and I think it's an investment well worth your involvement. What can I say? That's me. But you look at that for yourselves. Energy, energy, energy. The rules of energy apply when it comes to what we call healing, when it comes to souls and everything else. This is the foundational message. Now, you've all heard of what it's like to go to a great Rebbe or a great spiritual master and ask for a blessing. What's a blessing? A bracha, we call it. What is it? Good wishes? Oh, I wish you good. You can wish whatever the heck you want. No. It is an actual visualization and projection of positive energy. Yes, you can follow a system of meditative tradition, Kabbalistic tradition or others, and visualize all the techniques, all the different holy names, all the different prayers. All of these things are vessels through which light shines. Other traditions of other religions and other communities have their own vessels through which the light shines. Many different vessels, one light. One singular divine light, because there's only one God, right? One source, one Matsui Rishon, one Ein Sof. And that's what you must always understand. And don't you get caught up in all the vessels and how different they are. Remember the wise words of the prophet Malachi. Remember the Bible? From the rising of the sun to the going down thereof, great is God's name among the nations. The Gemara says, or Rashi says, that even when an idolater is offering an idolatrous sacrifice on an altar of idolatry, but in their hearts, they're doing it because they believe in the true God, the true Lord of heaven. God accepts it from them, regardless of any mistakes of the intellect. So for all of those of you who want to fight polemics with people of other religion, oh, your religion's bad, blah, 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 cut the nonsense. Please grow up and mature. If you want to proclaim the message of unity, start uniting. All right? Stop looking towards divisions and start seeking unity, energy, calibration. Remember? Science. Science and religion really are not contradictory at all. We're really teaching one and the same thing. All you got to do is get beyond the facades to see that. Energy is soul. Soul is energy. Not every soul is willing to leave this plane of consciousness. Many of them cling to this world with desperation. Many of them are cut short in life. Many are murdered. Many die in accidents. They're not ready to evolve, to go beyond. Many of these souls will be stuck here. We call them Neshemot Artala'in, or naked souls, meaning earthbound. They are still encased in a mental construct of being physical beings. And they desperately seek physical compatibility. These are what we call dibukim, clingers, who seek out ready and willing human hosts, and who literally try to hide out in their energy and influence them. Sometimes they jump into their bodies, sometimes they don't. And these dibukim are the source of what we call possessions. No, you're never possessed by like a little demon from hell. I'm sure you're all very familiar with that movie, The Exorcist. I actually, believe it or not, I've never seen the whole thing. I've only seen, scenes of it. But friends of mine told me that when it arrived in Israel, people thought it was one of the most funniest comedies that they've ever seen, because no one would ever in a million years believe that such ridiculous, stupid stuff was ever taken seriously. They were like rolling in the aisles laughing. Whereas here in America, I don't know why people believe such silly stuff. But the pain and suffering of human souls, we all know this. The pain and suffering that we have with us doesn't die with us when we leave. We take it with us. We either take the happiness or the pain. Like I said, when you go to a spiritual master for a blessing, the spiritual master recognizes the needs of the soul, visualizes in his or her mind the needs of the perfected soul, and then projects that image onto the individual. It doesn't require words. It's a visualization technique. And yes, in our tradition, you place your hands, around blessing stuff on somebody's head or something like that. None of that's actually necessary. It's just done because people believe that it works for them. This is all what some would call positive thinking. But don't think that positive thinking is just well-wishing. Thoughts are things. Thoughts are energy. Abracadabra. I create what I say. Avara kechoshev. I create what I think. When we say our daily prayers in our Orthodox tradition, the Amidah, when we are reciting blessings to God, we are actually creating the reality of that which we seek to materialize. If you want any understandings of this, you can go onto my website, KosherTorah.com, go onto my free audio library, and listen to the series of classes I did on Eliyahu Hanavi, Elijah the prophet from the Book of Kings. I elaborate there from the stories of Elijah exactly how this operates. And this is something that you and we need to practice. Positive thought projection. Now, let me just put the foot on the shoe on the other foot here. Negative projection also works. We sometimes embrace negativity about ourselves and therefore subvert our own success. You've heard of the power of the curse. Oh, it works. Ayin hara, the evil eye, voodoo santeria, all that works. But it only works on the power of the mind of those open to receive it. Now, that's the same case with blessing and curse. You have to have what we know as emunah, faith. You have to have the faith in yourself that you can project good. You have to have the faith in yourself that you are immune from being a victim of evil. Visualize placing yourself in a cocoon of light. Visualize yourself protected, surrounded by the name of Hashem, Yud Kei Vav Kei. Protect yourself. Visualize in whatever form that's appropriate and right for you. And believe it true. And you will fulfill the pasuk, the verse that says in the book of Psalms, so I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. And that is how come we fear no evil. We fear no negative thought. We fear no negative presence. In the words of the Tao Te Ching, which is Taoist teachings, but it's very appropriate, there's no place for the rhinoceros to place its horn. No place for the tiger's claw can enter in. You made yourself invulnerable. You can do this. And you can be a source of positive projection and a reservoir to protect yourself from evil. The problem, of course, is, what about all those who are already tapped? Many of us have engaged in behaviors, all right? Sex, drugs, rock and roll, and all the rest of that jazz, which have opened us up psychically, energetically, to taps from outside that literally siphon off the life force energy, like drinking from a straw. You will see this in how it expresses in health issues, psychological issues, different difficulties in relationship issues, all kinds of different things. I'm not the source of this stuff. You go look this stuff up. But these things are real. We can self-heal. Simply disconnect the siphon. Most people don't want to. Most people don't want to believe it. They do require a change of lifestyle. This is what the Torah calls kedusha, holiness. That's not necessarily something religious. It's a simple calibration of energy. What you eat purifies your body. It's not enough that you just eat kosher. You have to eat healthy. Yeah, healthy. You know what healthy is? Go look this stuff up. And that requires you getting the junk out of your diet. It gets the junk out of your body. Energy. Don't mess your energies up. I talk over and over again. You don't have to be sexually abstinent, but you do have to be sexually monogamous. That you do. You have to have a balanced, clear, precise energy in balance. And that's just the way these things are. Okay? I'm no longer a married man, and I'm going to have to go out and find myself a shidduch soon. And when that time comes, that's an important thing that we look for. You got to find a proper, right lady who's willing to, have a decent moral life. So you Facebook, single gals out there, you're looking for a rabbi, well, you can email me. But anyway, getting back to business. Energy is our reality. You are energy, I am energy, and as such, we can bring healing. When we have these souls of these earth-bound souls who are in pain, they're suffering, they cause us pain and suffering. So unlike in the movies where we damn them to hell and curse them with suffering, get out, blah, blah, blah. No. You go read him, Rabbi Yehuda Fatih in his book Minchat Yehuda, readily available in English. That's not the way we heal souls. We heal them. We speak to them, right? Literally, they're inside somebody possessing them, hurting them, because they themselves are in pain. We're not there to beat them up and make matters worse. We're there to help them make matters better. Our real exorcism isn't just to kick out the embodied soul. It's to heal the embodied soul, to make it want to leave willingly, to walk into the light. On the other side, there are entities, watchers, guides, all right? These are the representatives, we call them, the angels whose job it is to corral the souls. And when a soul runs away, well, these guys come after it. And the only place a soul like that can hide out is in the cell, the shadow, the psychic aura of another person. And that's where they hide out. So they're afraid. Real Kabbalists and others of other traditions know how to contact these entities and to literally, like a lawyer, negotiate with them so that the soul which is running in pain can be released in peace, can be healed, and sent on its way to healing. Yeah, it's gone to a place called Gehenom, which is a place of healing. It's really what it is. And it's not easy, but you know something? That's just the way life is. It's all a matter of recalibration. So here we are, real Kabbalistic energy healing. You can do it. As long as you are not at war with Amalek. Remember evil old Amalek from the Bible? God said he's going to wage war against Amalek forever. Well, what is Amalek? Amalek is, Kabbalistically speaking, not a lost tribe from the Middle East from 3,000 plus years ago. The word Amalek, numerical value, Gematria, is Safek, doubt. We wage war against doubt every single day. That's the big war. If we want to rise above the tree of knowledge, good and evil, to get to the tree of knowledge, you have to learn how to overcome self-doubt. In order to embrace the higher trees, in order to embrace this Aliyah path that we teach here, step one is you have to stop doubting yourself. You have to say, I can do this. And like it says in the Tana de Eliyahu, doesn't matter if you're Jewish or not Jewish, none of those matter. We're all souls. Men, women, we're all the same. And free and slave, which are states of mind, doesn't matter. We can all experience the ascent as long as you do the right things in the right way. Now, how we experience the ascent is different, unique to every individual. That's what I'm covering in the classes I'm doing now for my school. Again, you want access to them. When the series is done, I'll provide this course, for sale for the public if you want it, or of course, become a member of the school and have access to these things right now. But again, what I'm trying to help you understand, I write different things on the Facebook page. I send out little blurbs. Remember, I'm limited by the amount of spaces that I'm able to be given here. And I want you to think about these things because I'm not speaking so simplistically. I'm concealing within them many different things. And I want you to understand this because it's important that you learn to think for yourselves, to see beyond the surface of things, to start to see energetically. When I talk to you about strengthening, becoming strong, yes, physical strength is vital. You got to go to the good old gym and work out, tone yourself, get yourself into shape. Men, women of all ages. Years ago, I went to the gym one morning and I saw this old guy there And I was lifting these little 15-pound weights. Here I am. I'm curling with 50-pound weights. And I went over to him, started a conversation, and he floored me and humbled me. He said he was 94 years old. And I said, oh my God, this guy's 94. A, he's alive, and B, he's at the gym working out at 94. Boy, that shut me down, humbled me. And I said, dear God, may I be blessed to live that long and to be healthy at his age. Oh, what an inspiration. When I go to Gold's Gym, wrong side, at Venice Beach out in California, I love going there because those are where the old bodybuilders are. All right, they got guys there in their 60s and their 70s. Every one of them looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the highlight of the day. That's health. Now you might say, what about their spirit? Well, I'm not going to deal with their spirit. I'm giving you the example of the external so you can learn from it how to apply the internal. No pain, no gain. If you do not discipline yourselves in the practice of the spiritual disciplines, and it doesn't matter what your school is, it doesn't matter what your form. Remember, vessel, because the focus is light. Look at the way of the Shaolin monk. Look at the way of the Bushido master. Look at the way of the Native American shaman. Look at the way of the Indian yogi. Look at the way of the Kabbalist and the Sufi. You'll see something very similar in all these traditions because they each have found in their own way that which works psychologically to enable us ascent, aliyah. It's a matter of calibration of our bodies, our emotions, our minds, our souls. This is how we reconnect. So please understand, our way is not one of violence and war. The only war that we wage is against ignorance, against intolerance, even against those souls which are seeking us and are harming us. We seek only to heal them. So now, that is how exorcisms are done. Not with the sprinkling of holy water and all kinds of names. You're not going to cast out demons to a make-believe hell which doesn't exist. They're not minions of Satan. All right? They're tortured souls. You, if you want to ascend and be like God, then you have to embrace that one attitude, that one thing which manifests God. That's love. But love isn't the sweet cheese, I'm trying to say the 5 words at once, it doesn't come out. The squeaky clean, squishy, squishy, lovey, huggy kind of stuff, right? No. Sometimes love is tough love. And that's how God loves us, right? You notice how tough life has been for each and every one of us. We've gone through hell. Every one of us has. And I always look to heaven. I say, Ribono Shel Olam, God, what the blankety blanket is in your mind? Why we have to go through this? And, been doing this meditation stuff for a while, so I kind of get impressions and ideas and visions in my mind and stuff. And every time, the answer is the same. Trust me, have faith. I know what I'm doing. You'll see the wisdom of it in time. And in every single circumstance, it's been proven true. I don't understand what God does. I wish I did. I don't understand why things have to happen the way that they do. I wish I did. But I know one thing. It's a concept best described in the words of the Taoist tradition. Wu Wei. Do nothing. In our Torah tradition, we call it Bitul Hayesh. Nullify yourself. Surrender. Let go. Let God. You become a conduit of positive energy. You believe that you can make a difference. Sorry about that. You can make a difference at a distance. You understand what I'm saying to you? If you want to help another human being or anything, visualize the positive outcome and project it from the realm of the potential in your mind and visualize it becoming actual indeed. Use this to pray, to visualize healing of people, healing of their physical ailments, healing of their emotional ailments, healing of their mental confusions, healing of their spiritual disconnections, healing of all the problems in our world. Right now, in the United States, at the time that I'm speaking now, the hot political issue, of course, is the immigration issue. Let me tell you something about immigration. These are human beings. They're victims no matter what way you look at it. They are caught under the boot of government and laws, which, in all due respect, it's in the hands of politicians to change the laws. And if they don't do it, the shame is on them. It's not any one individual, be it a president or anyone else's fault of what's going on. It's a system. We have to change the system. Not by yelling and screaming in the streets. I don't know if that works for anything. But by projecting positive energy to help, to heal, to protect, and to provide. We can do it. Please understand this. Remember the famous teaching of the Baal Shem Tov. Efo Adam Choshev Shamhu, where you think is where you're at. Create that reality. You want to be an energy healer? You want to heal people? Project the positive energy onto them. Believe that you can do it. Make it happen. Make it so. You want to change the world? Make it so. Remember the famous vision dream of the Baal Shem Tov, like Mashiach himself. He says, when people are able to do aliyot like you, the aliyot, we call it today aliyah. The old days it was Hechalot ascent, Merkava ascent, Enoch did it, Eliyahu did it. We do it. Our traditions have never been lost. We still do it. Other traditions around the world do it, similar to ours. We understand it to be similar. That's why we call it Galut HaTorah, exile of the Torah. That's why there's no argument, no fight. Are the facades or the forms somewhat different? Yeah, so what? Your clothing is different from mine. We're going to argue which one's better and which one's worse? Please. Energy, essence, light, singularity. You have the power. You have what it takes. You can make a difference. I can only repeat it over and over again until you finally believe. Emunah. You want a Jewish way to do it? Visualize God's name, Yud K, Vav K. I have courses on that. My book, Walking in the Fire, teaches that. You can go look these tools up in those sources if you need them. But I'm going to tell you a secret. The tools work. They have great value. We call them archetypal imagery. Yeah, they're valuable. But you can make your own. Within your own context, within your own religion, within your own experience. Project healing, health, well-being, strength. Project financial strength. Project the finding of love, the finding of shidduchim. I'm not the only single guy out there and a single person out there looking for your, soulmate. Plenty of us are out there. Project it. Call out into the ethers, into the spirit, into the universe. That which we call God hears. And all the prayers, all the power, all the projection, like the Pasuk says, Hashem lo yimana tov laholchim b'tamim. God does not hold back good from those who are tam, simple. Be simple. Don't be so confusing. Don't be so complex. Fold back to simplicity. Be as simple, honest, straightforward as you can be. And in this, you will find wisdom. In this, you will find peace. You will find your place. And you will know your place. And yes, there are plenty of people out there who are suffering and who don't even know they're suffering. There are plenty of people who are definitely under negative influence. And they don't know they're under negative influence. You can hit them in the head with a 2x4. They're not going to listen to you or me or anyone else. So shut up your mouth. Nothing to say. Project positive energy. What do you know? What do I know? Project positive energy. Visualize the positivity. Visualize the strength. Visualize the healing. And let God do his work. It will get done. This is how you become a healer. This is how you become part of the solution rather than part of the problem. How you become part of the cure rather than part of the illness. Am I saying something so difficult for you to understand? I hope not. I hope you understand this. But this is the foundation of all Kabbalistic traditions. This is the secret of how one becomes a Baal Shem Tov, master of the good name. There's no magic. You want to learn holy names? Go ahead. I have courses. I tell you how to use the 72, the 42 letter names, the 22 names. I'll tell you all those because it's all vessel. I can teach it all to you. I have courses out there. Go look them up. Nothing is going to work without the secret ingredient, your faith in yourself to get it done. You are not a healer. You are just a conduit. God heals through you. The universal energy of God heals through you. Make yourself the conduit. Make it happen. Believe in it. You might not have verifiable results, but if you have faith, why do you need them? So right now, as I'm speaking to you, I'm projecting the positive energy to every one of you who are here listening. To those of you who are going to listen to this recording, projecting that positive energy onto you too. Hoping, knowing that you understand what I'm saying and you're going to do it. And we are going to start a revolution right here, right now. Positive energy going out into the psychic ethers, making changes. You choose your mission, that which is important to you, which is placed from on high. Project the energy, be the conduit, make it happen. And we, as one, will succeed. This is the secret of Yichud, of unity, the great secret of our holy Kabbalah, the holy secret of our Torah, the great truth of God. So on that note, let me conclude. I hope you all are paying attention. My blessings to you all. I hope and pray that we will all find the fulfillment of that which we seek, the accomplishment of all of our goals and dreams. May God bless us all. May God bless one another. And we each bless one another. All right, guys, let's call it a night. Shavua Tov, a good week. No, not wishes, a reality. Make it so. Absorb it in your reality and project it into your future and expect its manifestation. And anything that happens, seek the good in it because God is with you. God is with us. Ariel Bar Tzadok here from the KosherTorah School, blessing you all. See you all online. See you all in our school. See you next time. Shavua Tov. Shalom.